Welcome to the Inside Story on Franchising, with valuable insights on how to create multiple streams of income through franchising and building businesses. Host Ricardo Matos has spent more than 25 years building businesses in multiple industries and helping other business owners succeed. His expertise and entrepreneurial know-how will educate and inspire you. On the show, Ricardo brings together industry experts and insiders who share solutions and strategies, along with a passion for helping entrepreneurs make the best decision when it comes to buying a franchise or any business opportunity, and much more.
Welcome to the Inside Story of Franchise podcast. Tonight we have, this afternoon, we have Brittney Lincoln, who has worked in the franchise development for 9 years prior to joining Xponential Fitness. And she served as the director of franchise development for 2 different home services franchise. Before franchising, Brittney worked in the advertising and sales, started own small retail business, and she has business degree from the University of Denver and resides in Denver, Colorado, with her husband and 2 sons. So good afternoon, Brittney. Thank you very much for being part of our podcast. How are you today?
I am doing great. It's a beautiful fall day here in Colorado. Can't complain.
Can't complain, huh? Good weather. Great. Basically, let's jump in the bandwagon and let's start talking about, tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you are and what your business is all about.
Yeah, so I am the director of franchise development for Exponential Fitness, but I am actually on a team of 6 people because we have 8 amazing boutique fitness brands under one umbrella. So we work across the US, we work across Canada. We're actually in 11 countries right now. So we have a whole international department as well. Just within the last 2 weeks, opened up in Saudi Arabia and Australia. So big things happening at Exponential. The company itself has been around since 2017, but our CEO and founder, Anthony Geisler, has been in boutique fitness franchising for 20 years. And our story kind of starts in 2015 when we bought our first brand, Club Pilates. Had so much success with that Anthony formed Exponential and went out and acquired the 7 other brands. And now we've got 8, and I'm thinking that we might move up to 9 and 10. We'll see. Stay tuned.
Amen, amen. Well, it sounds interesting when you say what is Exponential. Can you elaborate what Exponential all related brands are? And when you say boutique, can you enlighten us so people can understand what a boutique is? Because maybe we're thinking of a boutique store for clothing, but you're not about clothing, right?
No, we do sell clothing at some of our studios, but no, we are all about fitness. So yes, I'll start there. So boutique fitness is going to be, a small, really specialized fitness studio. So we have 8 brands and they all are their own fitness modality. I'll go over them. But our typical class size is going to be anywhere from 10 to maybe 40 clients at most. It's going to be a very experiential environment where people walk in and everything looks high end, kind of like a clothing boutique. We do sell clothing there, but it's all about giving the client an amazing experience. We're not the big box gym. So you go there, you put your headphones in, you don't talk to anyone, you do your workout. There's a real community that gets built at our fitness studios where the front desk person, the instructors, and the owners a lot of times. They're not typically fitness people, but they might be there taking a class with you, or they might be there interacting. There's local small business owners. In terms of our brand specifically, I'll go in chronological order. We own Club Pilates, which is a reformer Pilates concept. We own Cycle Bar, which is an indoor spinning concept. Really fun, kind of concert-like atmosphere. The lights are down. The instructor is sort of part instructor, part DJ. Really, really fun. Row House, which is indoor rowing, but you don't have to row the whole time. There's 6 different class types. You get on and off the machine. We own Stretch Lab, which is our one wellness concept. So one-on-one assisted stretching. Really, really not fitness, really a recovery wellness concept. And then we own AKT, which is kind of a HIIT cardio meshed with dance concept out of New York City. Really, really fun, unique workout. And then Yoga 6 is our yoga concept. Pure Barre is a ballet bar concept, so rooted in ballet, a lot of lightweight body, low impact workout. And last but not least, Stride is our treadmill training concept. So great for runners, but we get walkers and joggers at Stride as well.
Wow, wow. It seems like Exponential is really taking over the market. Question in relation to what franchisees are as a new member, what is Exponential doing for them?
Great question. I love this question because I'm sure a lot of people out there that are looking at this, might be going, I've never owned a business before, and I've never owned anything in fitness. I've never hired, employees. So I will tell you that lead generation is obviously very top of mind in helping our franchisees get new members. But I'll also just take a very brief step back and say to you that we have a full real estate and lease negotiation team. So even before it comes to lead generation, we're going to help our franchisees go out, do site selection, negotiate their leases to get the best terms. Then our marketing and sales team comes in, and once a lease is signed, that's actually when lead generation starts, because we want everyone in that community to know their cycle bar, their yoga 6, their pure bar, their stretch lab, their stride is coming. And we actually sell memberships as soon as construction starts. It's what we call our founding memberships. So there's a slight discount to incentivize people to buy in if the studio is not open or they're maybe not familiar with a concept like Stretch Lab. Most of our studios are launching with a few hundred members. We have studios that open their doors at the operational break-even point. So our goal is to set them up in the right location, help them with all the marketing and sales to actually have members and revenue on their books the day they open their doors. But it doesn't stop there. There's continued support moving forward. The other team members I didn't mention, director of education to help you hire a general manager and the instructors for your studio, director of retail, because we do sell some clothing items and water bottles at our studios.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
So every brand has its own dedicated team. And what's super unique, this last thing I'll say, is those team members are siloed to the brands, but they share ideas and best practices amongst all 8 brands. So that is really unique.
So that means even if you're one franchisee, only one particular brand, they're getting the know-how from all the other brands so they can coexist in one way or another, even though they're not in the same entity of business location. Very nice. Yeah. So that brings up another question. How is Exponential changing the fitness industry across the nation? Based on what you just told me, it sounds that this is a new trend of exercise world for everybody in the world of exercising, right?
It is. I mean, to be totally honest with you, people have been moving away from big box gyms for probably the last 10 years. I mean, you think about the brands that are really top of mind, Starbucks, Apple, you know, they make great products but really what they do is they provide an amazing experience, right? It's all about the experience. So people have always kind of been moving more to the boutique world because of that experience and because of that community. But what we're doing with aggregating everyone under one roof is we do get to share those ideas and best practices. But what we're doing that's really going to be a game changer, and this is planning to launch in Q1 of next year, is we're actually going to offer what we're calling our X Pass, which will allow clients to go between the Exponential studios. So if there's 5 Exponential brands in their area, they can be a member at one of them, have an X Pass that gives them credits to use at the other ones. We know that people that work out at these boutique fitness centers like ours tend to belong to multiples. You know, people like to do yoga and run. People like to spin and do Pilates. So why not keep all that business within the Exponential family, create this pass, create the ability for our franchisees to feed off of each other and get more members. And we know that's gonna be a huge point of differentiation for us.
As I hear you talking, I believe you can actually become more, how should I say, less monotonous going to the same place, and now you have an opportunity to drive to a different location, experience different hours, different people. It becomes a network activity event for people. It's interesting to know that very much. So that brings up another question for me. Who is basically your target market, and what is your ideal client who could own this franchise? And if there is a owner, kind of a franchisee that you would like to have, what do you feel is the most need? Does a person needs to be a physical trainer? Does it have to have a medical degree background? Does it have to have some kind of entity of value for this kind of business to be part of their business?
So the quick answer is no. Most of our franchisees do not have a background in fitness, in wellness, in any kind of medical field or anything like that. They might enjoy fitness in their personal life. And so we get a lot of people that see this as what a great way to meld business and passion together. But I'll start off by saying no. I'll give you a quick snapshot of our scale right now. We have about 2,000 locations open across the 8 brands. We have another 2,000 locations under development. So a lot of our franchisees are multi-unit franchisees, people that are signing and planning to open 2, 3, 4, 5 locations. You don't have to do that. We have people that own a single location, but just to give you an idea of scale, and that equates to about 1,000 franchisees. So we have 4,000 licenses signed, about 1,000 franchisees, and with having 1,000 people, we've got accountants, we've got marketers, we've got real estate people, we've got people that have owned pizza franchises that are now buying fitness franchises. You know, there's not kind of one string that ties them all together. You know, I would say bring me someone with a background, and we've probably got someone with that same background. But the thing I would tell you they do all have in common, they're looking for semi-absentee. So this is not an owner-operator model. We want franchisees that are going to stay more at an executive level, hire a studio general manager to run the day-to-day, and then instructors, and then really work on scaling this business. We have people that keep their full-time corporate jobs. We have people that own family businesses or invest time in other businesses or just invest time in their family. You know, some people are working for better work-life balance. So I would say if you want some absentee, if you want scalable, if you want something, you know, that if you like fitness in your personal life and you feel like if you're a runner, if you're a yoga person, we do get people, right, that kind of are drawn to the brand that they like to work out in. But we've really got franchisees from all walks of life. And as of right now, 5 years into developing studios, we don't have a single closure. So we are very, very, very closely tied to our franchisees. We're all about support. We have an internal resale team, so sometimes it's not the right fit, but if that's the case, we help people exit the business. And if, you know, if another franchisee within the system doesn't want to buy your business, there's probably a third party out there that does.
Oh, well, that's good to know, because that brings up, you walked in the next question is, what do you actually see in within the next 5 years? The brand, you say, you mentioned that you have another 2,000 most likely areas to be developed within the next 5 years. But even with that being said, where do you actually see the overall brand surpassing the significant success that you currently have today?
Yeah, it's a great question. So it's interesting. Each of the brands are in a different stage in their life cycle. Club Pilates and Pure Barre are going to be the most established. They have about 600 units open. Club Pilates has another 300 licenses signed for that we're in the process of developing. Pure Barre has about 100. All of our other brands are somewhere between 5 locations open to 200 locations open, and I would say still hundreds of units available. So right now, the 5-year plan is to continue sell locations, continue to open locations. Just to give you an idea of scale, we sold 900 licenses last year. We opened 600 studios last year. No one else out there is doing it. So we're all about selling locations, but we're about getting them open. That's a big part of why we have an internal real estate team and why we hold our franchisees' hands through the process of hiring and opening and marketing. But the 5-year plan is to really kind of get all of the brands up to where they have maybe somewhere between 700 and 1,000 locations open, and they are that dominant player in their space.
That sounds like that sounds with 8 brands. That sounds with you having 8 brands. That's 8,000 locations across the United States. Interesting. Do you have plans to move outside the United States?
Yeah, we do. We already have, actually. So we're in 11 countries right now. We've got openings that just happened in Saudi Arabia and in Australia. I know that we are in Asia as well. So, Yeah, we've, to be honest with you, we have a separate team dedicated specifically to international. My team just works on the US and Canada. But yes, we're doing that, but we are doing it in a master license format. So
Okay. Oh,
don't
I
do
see.
that here in the States. You can buy anywhere from 1 to 10 units and you can really own an area, but we're not a master area development concept here in the States, just internationally.
Perfect, perfect. Well, basically, with all the current economic changes related to the pandemic, and how is Exponential Fitness striving to surpass all franchisees' client safety requirements? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, great question. Obviously, this is so top of mind for people right now. So I will tell you that our initial response to the pandemic was actually to pivot to the virtual world. So we had about 1,700 locations open back in March when the pandemic hit. And when we found out that they were all going to have to close their physical locations, we were very lucky. About 18 months ago, we bought a video production studio across the street from our offices, literally Hollywood soundstage where they film TV commercials and things like that. And we started building out our Go platform, which is an on-demand version of each of our 8 concepts. We've always felt that our true client base is someone that wants to come in and take classes in the physical world, but we know there are people that work out from home and we want to tap into that market. We also know that our in-studio clients travel. They go on vacation, they go places for business, and why not take yoga sticks with you if that's, your preferred workout? So when the pandemic hit, we moved up the launch of our Go platform for all 8 brands. And we went to our franchisees because all of our franchisees sell memberships at their studios. We want to create a recurring revenue stream for you. So this is not sell people 1 class, 2 classes. This is, they're going to pay every month to come to your studio a certain number of times. We said, go to your members and tell them if they want to keep paying their dues, we will give them the virtual platform, not only for the studio they're a member at, but for all 8 Exponential brands.
Oh, wow, very nice.
86% of our members said, that sounds great, I'll keep paying, even though there's physical studio closed and they couldn't go there. So we were able to really support franchisees, give them this on-demand platform free of charge. Some people froze their membership, some people canceled. We've been reopening studios since May. We have about 95% of our studios reopened. We've opened close to 200 new locations. Real estate and construction didn't stop for the pandemic, so we continue to open new studios. And there are people fearful. There are people that are not coming back, but it's typically someone that has, they're high risk, or a family member that's high risk. The people that are coming back are like, I have missed you so much. And you have a whole new wave of people coming back that the pandemic has made them get more serious about their health, which is a silver lining. So we're seeing more people come back. And we hired a former CDC employee to put together our safety cleaning standards. They were already very, very high. We used wipes and sanitization that actually kills COVID. We didn't know that previously, but now we have fogging machines. We put together a 250-page manual for every single one of our concepts of how they're going to clean their studios, welcome clients back, and keep everyone safe.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So that, from everything that you have said and stated, it sounds to me that your business is one of those businesses that you can create multiple streams of income, even if you're a single owner or a particular franchise. And the idea of the chances are also you can own multiple different brands out of the 8 branch location within the area that they actually reside or live. Now, is it possible for them to have multiple brands within one particular location?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked that. It's become more common within the last year. So I would say traditionally a lot of people were buying, 3 cycle bars or 3 yoga sixes or 3 AKTs. But now we're seeing people say, hey, I could put a cycle bar next to a yoga six, next to a row house, tap into people that might like all 3 or 2 of them, tap into the husband that likes to row and the wife that likes to do yoga. From a real estate standpoint, easier to find 6,000 square feet than it is to find 2,000 square feet. So yes, we actually have a number of franchisees that own multiple concepts and literally put them next to each other in the same shopping center. We've also deliberately done that in some markets where we have 3 franchisees all looking for real estate in Chicago. we'll actually see if we can put them next to each other. There's a lot of camaraderie. They can do co-op marketing and co-branded events. So we've even done it where people are next to each other or in the same shopping center, but maybe not the same owners.
I see. Well, Brittany, I really don't want to ask you exactly how much your franchise costs, but if one of our listeners, or they want to learn more about your product, your services, and what your business is all about, and what the kind of franchise, where can they connect with you, and where can they find information about what you just have stated today in this particular podcast?
Yeah, so I would say first place would just be exponential.com, but that's Exponential, drop the E just with an X at the beginning of it. You're welcome to connect with me on LinkedIn, Brittney Lincoln, but Brittany is spelled Brittney. Those would be the two places that I would start. They can obviously go through you as well if they want to learn more. And I'll just say briefly from an investment standpoint, Stretch Lab is going to be the lowest cost investment that we have. It's sub $300,000. It's going to be somewhere in the $220 to $270 range. All of the other fitness concepts are really going to be somewhere in the $300,000 to $450,000 range. Real estate and construction costs are what really drive that delta. If you're in a smaller market, you're going to be on the lower end. If you live in Manhattan or San Francisco, you already know your real estate and construction costs are high. So
very much. Well, Brittany, thank you very much for being part of our podcast and the inside story of franchising. And I look forward to get to know you more, and in the future, expand more knowledge in some of your other brands.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, and thanks to everyone for listening.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Inside Story on Franchising with your host, Ricardo Matos. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review on your preferred podcast listening platform. That way, you'll never miss a new episode, and you can help spread the word to more entrepreneurs like yourself. We really appreciate that effort, and we'll catch you next time.